Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing a black geode nail design. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So here's the design that I did previously. It's the green geode nail design. And it held up pretty well for 2 weeks, with the exception of my middle finger here. I was doing some thorough spring cleaning, and I jammed my nails against the backsplash in my kitchen, and it cracked the nail polish there, and I just ripped that little chunk off. Here, as you can see, my index fingernail is still growing strong. I'm going to file that down a little bit to have the other nails catch up. But for the most part, my nails have been growing out, and I'm really liking that. So here I'm using some Gelish artificial nail remover. I've been asked how I remove my gel polishes off my natural nail because it is a concern whether or not gel polish damages your nail. And I'm going to show you guys how I safely remove all of this with minimal filing so that we can start our next design. So I'm just using a cotton ball that I split up into 5 pieces, and I reuse my aluminum foil, heavy duty aluminum foil, to wrap this all up, and we're going to soak it in for 15 minutes. Now, I have a lot of layers going on here, so sometimes you may have to leave it in longer. We're going to see what's going to happen. Normally when I just use gel polish and I have a base coat layer, maybe 2 colored layers, and then a top coat layer, the gel polishes just peel off after a 15-minute soak. But I think because I do have a lot of layers of that regular polish, it's going to take some time to have everything marinate in that nail remover, but we'll see. So this is my fingernails all wrapped up. And 15 minutes later, I'm just going to remove this. I'm kind of putting a little pressure on that nail so it can wipe off any of the nail polish. But it looks like it's just going down to the gel polishes. And as you can see here, I'm using my less dominant hand, and it feels a little awkward holding the cuticle pusher. So I'm applying minimal pressure while this gel polish is scraping right off. So the texture of it, what it feels like is if you were to take a pencil to a sharpener, the lead scrapings, that's what it feels like. It's coming right off, which is what you want. If it's not, then I would soak it in longer, but this was 15 minutes, and I think that's really all you need, because this stuff is really good. And I think if I tried acetone, it probably would have done the job, but better, because I do think that the nail remover for this brand is specifically made to remove their nail extensions, and acetone is made to remove nail polish. So I would, not everybody I can imagine will have Gelish nail remover. So if you tried a regular acetone, this would work just as well. But yeah, so I'm really happy that my nails are growing out. My middle and thumb nails are catching up to my index finger, and the other 2 little ones have a bit to go. But I'm having a decent length to these already, and I'm kind of super happy about it because it doesn't feel as thin as it used to in the past. In the past, it would be thin and brittle. And I really haven't been growing them out since. And then just a handful of years ago, I've been doing nail extensions, so I wouldn't know what they would look like growing out anyway. But since this year, I'm definitely making it a point to grow out this hand. I'm noticing that my nails are a lot thicker and more flexible. Again, the index finger, it's growing out, but it's kind of curling under each other now. It has done that in the past, but it's not breaking easy as it's naturally curling under. If anybody knows any way to kind of keep it from curling under as it's growing out, let me know. But yeah, I'm really liking that, and it is a matter of fact that I'm definitely eating a lot better in this time in my life, and I take vitamins as well, so I'm sure that might have a lot to do with how I was living my life in the past. In my past, I just, whatever I ate is what it is, and I definitely didn't do vitamins, and I definitely did a lot of mixed drinks, if you can imagine. But anyway. I wanted to throw in you guys some exciting news for the next couple weeks coming up. This coming weekend for the long nails video, I'm doing a tribute nail video, so look out for that. And then the weekend after, I normally would just do the short nail video, but I'm attending an event that I want to have themed nails for. So on my shorthand, I'll be continuing the same Geode design, but it's gonna match the color scheme that I have for this design I want to wear to this event. And then on my long nails, I'm working on a design that's gonna it's gonna be so super cute. I think I really hope that I'm gonna be able to execute it. It's gonna have some moving or removable parts, so it's gonna be another interesting set. I like doing weird things to my nails, like the aquarium nail that you see here now. It was really fun to do um the pine cone nail. The butterfly nail was probably one of my favorites. I thought about doing another butterfly nail for the event, but I was just like, no, let's try something different. I like to do different things, and plus I bought a ton of those tiny magnets, so I wanted to definitely create more designs using the magnets. So yeah, click on that notification bell, subscribe if you're not, so that you'll be able to check out those videos in the future. But yeah, so going back to my nails, I did a coat of Model 1's base coat, and then we're doing 2 coats of the Black Shadow gel polish, and then 1 coat of another base coat layer, so that we can start doing the marbling. So this is a fairly easy design. The techniques are the same as my previous videos. If you want, you can check them out. But yeah, after we give this a nail cleanse, I'm going to show you all the colors that I'm using today. You know that I have a ton of Sally Hansen, so of course it's going to be mostly by Sally Hansen with some accent nail polishes. And I'm going to be using some silver leaf for you guys too. So today's colors that we're going to be using for the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel is Greyfitti, Rock On, Stilettos, and Studs. And these are the 2 Shany striping polishes that I'm going to be using for detail. And I have my OPI top coat. So here is the marbling brush that I've been using. It's thick at the base, and it was like kind of trimmed off piece by piece towards the tip. So it's not a full brush at the tip, as you can see here. And then I found, during my spring cleaning, I found my old marble brush that I made myself with a makeup brush. The bristles are short and I haven't used it for quite some time, so I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, but I thought I remembered it working. So we're going to see right now what it ends up looking like. It should be the same as the other brush. So I'm going to apply this to this corner here and just wiggle this down to the other corner. That's just like how I like to lay down these marbles, but you can do it any other way. I did nix that brush because the bristles are short and I'm so used to having a light hand now that I prefer this brush. It just, you don't need too much pressure, and it'll come right off. And we're just going to do this to each nail until we finish up the whole hand. And the idea is just to create different moments of color. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes I will go back in with another swipe of the nail polish just to mix it up even more. Break up those colors, and that's fine. And I love to have the bulk there because this is geode and it's giving it kind of the texture of a rock. So if you don't like to have that, I would suggest working very quickly with regular polish. If you're using regular polish, you might need to thin out your regular nail polish with clear. Or a nail polish thinner if you have it, because my nail polishes are super old and they're nearing the end of the road there. My nail polishes are quite thicker than if you bought a new bottle, but it's your preference. Gel polishes, you don't have to worry so much because they level off and they'll come off on a thin layer. So after I finish that and let that dry a little bit, I'm going to go in with my Shany striping polish, and I'm going to be applying 3 swipes of this onto each nail. I'm going to put a line in the middle, follow the marbling down the nail, and then I'm going to be outlining the edges. And this is kind of like the typical geode design, I feel. If you look at any of those rocks, you usually have those sparkly edges towards the edge. And you may have a couple of that sporadically within the rock. So that's why I like to place these at the edges and one in the middle. And we're going to further this design after I'm done putting this glittery polish down. I'm going to pull out some silver leaf and I'm going to clip off some pieces, some small pieces that I'm going to be sticking on to the nail. Because if you also look up some of these geodesic rocks, there are moments where you can actually see some sort of metal in there. So I wanted to give it, I mean, it wouldn't be iron ore or rust or anything like that because we're not using those kinds of colors today. But I decided to use the silver foil to kind of mimic the same idea of that. And it came out just as good. It's like these little moments that are super shinier and reflective than the other parts of the nail. So it's a nice moment to have. You just want to make sure you break up those sharp edges because as I'm cutting pieces out, it's creating a sharp edge, and sometimes it's looking like a rectangle or a triangle. And since you want it to be more organic, you want to chop up those edges so that it's not perfectly straight. And that's tough to do, especially so the way that I've been working, I haven't been fully drying the nail before I do this. So as you see, I'm using my tweezers. I break up the edges a little bit with the tweezer, but if I accidentally go in too deep with the tweezer, I poke into the nail design. And of course, if I lift that tweezer back up, it's going to pull up all that nail polish and might screw up the design that I had already done. So you'll want to work lightly. Either wait till the nail dries before you apply the top coat and silver leaf, or you just try to go in with a light hand. But yeah, I'm just going to do this to each nail. And you know what I forgot? I didn't put any pixie crystals on the edges, but I think that's okay because the silver glitter that I put on the edges are pretty good enough. And I think the pixie crystals that I have are not clear, they're more iridescent. I would prefer to have a clear, like diamondy pixie crystal. If I use the iridescent ones, it's no longer gonna like reflect just shades of black and white. It's gonna be reflecting other hues of color as well, and I don't want that for this design. I want it to be straight shades of black and white. So, last nail, and as I'm putting these on, I'm not perfectly laying it down because, like I said, I don't want to poke into the design below because it's still a little wet, but that's okay because I top coat the the design afterwards to like just flatten it down, seal it up. Again, this is going to be a textured design, which is the look that I'm going for. If you want something flat, you might not want to try that. But after this is dried, I'm going to apply some Gelish Cuticle Oil onto each nail. And I am noticing that my skin has been much nicer to me in this weather. The weather's not, or should I say the weather has been more nicer to my skin as I'm not super dry. But also I've been regularly putting, well, not regularly, but better than before, putting more lotion on my hands. So here's the end result. I love black nails. I love dark nails. And this pop of color is just so nice to see against that dark color. And the video doesn't do it justice, but I'm hoping you can see all that marbling. As I was doing it, you could see the different colors, but it's so reflective now that it just looks one blend of gray. But no, there's actually strips of white, strips of the dark gray, and it looks so awesome. At any rate, thank you so much for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And again, join me for this weekend as I do tribute nails. And next weekend when I do my special design for the short and long. And I can't wait to see you guys so that I can do that. All right. See you again. Thanks. Bye.